Chosen ones, your precious confidant was on the other end of the phone at dawn, his voice calm and resolute. Years of meticulously planned deception against you have now come to light. It's over. The lawyer screwed up the interrogation. They confessed to everything. The lawyer defending your opponents has admitted to conspiracy, fabricated evidence, and deliberate falsification of facts to weaken your case. The wheels of justice began to turn. The notice was sent to the court. They are processing the documents that show the full scope of their conspiracy as official evidence. The subpoena is not for you, but for the people who are conspiring against you. When the official summons arrives on their doorstep, it will be the result of your perseverance and patience. Now you see the truth you have always known. Everything has been confessed by the lawyer and your vindication is on the horizon. A conspiracy has begun in the shadow of family ties. What started as private discussions turned into a complex conspiracy with a single goal: to deprive you of your inheritance and legitimate assets. The lawyer's confession pulled back the curtain and revealed the complex web of lies that had surrounded you for years. Before we continue, I want you to take a deep breath. When you do these three things, your energy and intention will be amplified, sending a powerful signal to the universe. Press the like button, subscribe so we can reach 10,000 subscribers, and leave a comment saying, "Jesus, I am ready." This was not a simple legal error or misunderstanding. The materials available to the court show a deliberate and well-thought-out attempt to turn the law against you. Legal experts and previously trusted family members worked together to fabricate a story about your life, your abilities, and your rights. Names were revealed through the lawyer's confession. Members of the legal system who should have protected justice chose instead to take part in this betrayal. Officers who conveniently lost evidence that would have supported your claims years ago. Paralegals who retroactively redacted documents, and court clerks who misplaced your files. What makes this discovery so important is the length and scope of the fraud. This was not a single act of dishonesty or a brief period of poor judgment. The purpose of this years-long and meticulously detailed effort was to ensure that you would never get what is rightfully yours. However, even the most meticulously constructed house of cards will eventually collapse. The deliberate effort to get power of attorney over your affairs was central to this plan. When family members appeared in court as concerned relatives, they claimed to have only your best interests at heart. They gave brilliant performances, shedding tears at appropriate times and voicing concern about your mental abilities in voices that seemed to be filled with passion. The records presented to the court portrayed an individual incapable of managing their own affairs. Cognitive impairment was implied by faulty medical assessments. Fake events that never happened but were given as evidence of your poor decision-making skills were vividly detailed in fabricated situations. The fact that the judge ultimately saw through their charade was something these family members never expected. As the lawyer admitted, they were overconfident. They gave contradictory statements to various authorities. Most importantly, they misjudged your fortitude and mental clarity and were inconsistent in their fabricated chronology of events. Now I offer you a great investment opportunity. Donate $100 or more to support our channel by clicking on the Super Thank button on YouTube. This contribution is much more than a simple donation. It is a very important demonstration of your faith in God and your commitment to His divine purpose. You will receive a 1,000-fold return on this investment from God. The composure and well-spoken answers you displayed when you appeared in court were a far cry from the person they portrayed in their files. Your awareness of your financial situation, your meticulous recollection of events, and your intelligent answers to challenging questions were at odds with their carefully crafted story. As their evidence was examined, it began to fall apart. To connect yourself to divine intervention and receive the gifts of clarity, courage, and unconditional love, write 11 in the comments section if you feel the weight of this message in your soul. Medical experts questioned the assessments. The testimony of witnesses they trusted began to falter. Forensic experts uncovered inconsistencies when they looked at changing documents. Through the lawyer's confession, the full scope of this power of attorney scheme was revealed. The deliberate fabrication of medical records, the coercion of witnesses to make certain statements, and the concerted effort to keep you away from people who could support or corroborate your true condition. What they wanted to use as a legal tool to manage your assets has now turned into evidence of their illegal conspiracy. No single person can carry out such a large-scale conspiracy. Experience what it is really like to be chosen. You are not traveling alone on this journey. If you secretly believe that you have been chosen, you are in the right place. By choosing to join, you can further your relationship with us, access exclusive information, and get the help you need on your spiritual journey. It's not just about joining a group. It's about gaining access to special insights that can change your life and help you get closer to your divine purpose. Make your decision now and join us on this journey. Claim your right to be one of the chosen ones. Sign up today. The lawyer's confession revealed the network of accomplices that made it possible. A disturbing coalition of relatives, lawyers, and even court officials ready to sacrifice their moral character. Family gatherings masquerading as get-togethers to talk about your health were in fact strategy sessions to plan courses of action. The lawyer gave a thorough explanation of how responsibilities were delegated, how stories were synchronized, and how backup plans were created in case any part of their strategy was questioned. It is no longer possible to deny the paper trail. The financial exchanges between relatives and lawyers far outweigh the typical costs charged by experts. Communications outlining precise guidelines for changing or interpreting texts. Meetings deliberately omitted from official schedules are noted on the calendar. Perhaps most distressing is the discovery of inappropriate relationships between some judicial officials and members of your family. These were not innocent professional partnerships or casual acquaintances. These strategic partnerships were formed to evade punishment and gain financial benefit by influencing the judicial system. The last thing these people expected was for their conversations to be uncovered. In our digital age, nothing really goes away. Emails thought to have been deleted have been found. The conspirators' messages were saved in server backups. Forensic accountants have reconstructed the traces left by financial transactions, no matter how effectively they were concealed. This network of conspirators built a wall around you that they thought was impenetrable, isolating you from information, help, and justice itself. But this wall, like any wall built on deception, was sure to crumble. The most illuminating element of the confession may be that it reveals the real reason for this complex conspiracy: the assets and secret inheritance hidden from you. According to the lawyer, the stakes were far greater than anyone outside the conspiracy thought. This was more than just having a small property or assets. It was about an important inheritance that some family members were keen to hide from you and the authorities. The confession describes how secret financial accounts, both offshore and local, were found. It shows the existence of trust funds that were never mentioned in court. It reveals corporate interests, financial portfolios, and real estate holdings deliberately hidden from you and official records. A family legacy, rightfully designed to be passed down through generations, includes some of these items. Others are the results of business ventures and investments that should have benefited the entire family, but were instead directed to accounts controlled by a few. Documents from the lawyer show the complex steps used to hide these assets. Write 22 to confirm your readiness to accept the generous blessings that await you. Legal arrangements aimed at creating uncertainty and preventing direct identification of legitimate ownership. Transactions routed through many accounts to conceal the source and destination, and shell companies set up to mask ownership. It is very important to learn about your family history and inheritance rights. They have deliberately concealed documents that would show your clear legal right to these assets. Family documents that could verify your status have been destroyed or altered. The court was presented with a skillfully constructed lie about family connections and duties, which was intended to deprive you of what was rightfully yours. The financial scale of this deception is astonishing. What was presented to the court as a small estate to be managed is in reality a huge fortune, for which some family members are solely responsible. For the first time, the full extent of what has been hidden from you is made clear by the lawyer's confession, including extensive financial records. The aim was never to protect you or your interests. It was never to ensure that scarce resources were properly managed. It was about greed, plain and simple. It was about being determined to take control of money that belongs, at least in part, to you. With the disclosure of these hidden assets, the full picture of this plan has been revealed. Justice is a purposeful process. Now that the wheels are turning, the legal accountability system is moving forward at an irresistible pace. The formal acknowledgement by the judicial system that a grave injustice has occurred, and that those responsible must be held to account, is symbolized by the subpoena that is now being prepared. Those who plan this conspiracy will not bring this legal document to your doorstep, but to their own. Relatives who act in their own self-interest while appearing concerned. Lawyers who disobey their promise to uphold the rule of law. Court employees who jeopardize their credibility. They will be subpoenaed to appear in court as the accused, not the accuser. They will have to testify about their actions under oath. They will have to produce financial records, correspondence, and documents that will further reveal the depth of their fraud. This will not be a simple procedure. Complex legal proceedings are rarely simple. There will be efforts to delay, divert, and downplay what happened. Those named in the subpoena will likely hire their own lawyers, try to discredit the veracity of the lawyer's confession, and invent stories to justify the evidence. It may be months or even years before the matter is fully resolved. However, these actions will be conducted in the light of legal scrutiny, unlike the shadows in which they previously operated. Each and every petition, application, and argument will be examined and counter-examined. Long suppressed facts will finally be heard in court. What can you expect from the course of these proceedings? Evidence will be presented in formal hearings. Settlement negotiations may take place to avoid the public aspect of the trial. There will undoubtedly be heated legal arguments as defendants try to minimize their responsibility. However, the lawyer's confession has set the stage. The path to justice, while not always straight, is now easily visible as documented evidence is gathered. For the individuals involved in this scheme, the repercussions will go far beyond the current case. In a sense, the lawyer's career is over. Once the full confession is disclosed to the bar, disbarment is almost certain. Disbarment for willful abuse of their position as an officer of the court and breach of professional standards is the only option. But disbarment is only the first step. Some participants in this scheme are being considered for criminal charges: perjury under oath, conspiracy to commit fraud, theft of assets, and falsification of documents submitted to the court are all felonies with the potential for severe penalties and possibly imprisonment. The realm of civil criminality extends beyond the criminal dimension. Lawsuits can be brought against those involved in the conspiracy, seeking financial compensation not only for the financial losses you have suffered, but also for the emotional distress, reputational damage, and the years of fighting against a system that has been manipulated against you. Perhaps most ironic is what is beginning to happen among the conspirators themselves. The unity that previously defined their work is disintegrating as the full scope of the legal danger is revealed. Family members are already making efforts to separate themselves from the lawyer's behavior. In an effort to downplay their own role, those who were not at the center of the conspiracy are giving information to investigators, Because of the lawyer's confession, some people have been identified as the main masterminds behind the conspiracy and are now frantically trying to come up with new stories. It is not their quest for justice, but their own deception that has finally been exposed, irrevocably destroying the family harmony that their actions claim to preserve. There will likely be significant financial consequences. In addition to compensating for actual losses, the court may award punitive damages aimed at deterring future instances of the same behavior. Court supervision will be applied to the concealed assets. We will unravel financial transactions aimed at concealing ownership. The effects are not limited to the main players. Law firms that fail to provide adequate oversight to their members may face their own investigations. Court administrations that fail to provide proper oversight could be subject to procedural reviews. As a result of this conspiracy being made public, systemic changes will likely be made to stop such abuses in the future. In this case, justice benefits not only your particular case, but also the integrity of the legal system as a whole. As these legal processes unfold, there are certain steps to help ensure that the path to justice remains clear and unimpeded. Documentation is key. While the lawyer's confession provides a solid foundation, the case is greatly strengthened by supporting evidence. Every correspondence you receive regarding these matters should be recorded, including emails, letters, and legal notices. All should be organized chronologically, kept in a safe place, and copies kept separate as a precaution. Keep detailed records of your conversations with anyone named in the lawyer's confession, but avoid speaking to them directly. All correspondence should be sent through proper legal channels. This guarantees that every interaction is included in the official record and protects you from accusations of undue influence. Your own memories are still valuable. Consider keeping a diary detailing your memories of key events, conversations, and meetings related to this issue. Include dates, places, people present, and the content of what was said. While memory alone does not constitute legal evidence, these contemporaneous notes can help refresh your recollections when formal testimony is required. Be prepared for the possibility that the accused may try to reframe the narrative, potentially questioning your motives or character. Their desperation may lead to new attacks on your credibility or capacity. The instinct to aggressively defend yourself against such attacks is natural, but sometimes counterproductive in a legal context. Trust that the evidence now emerging will speak more strongly than any accusations. Your personal well-being must remain your priority throughout this process. Legal proceedings, even if they go in your favor, create stress and emotional strain. Build a support system of trusted people who understand what you are going through. Consider contacting experts, therapists, counselors, who can show you ways to cope with the inevitable stress of lengthy legal procedures. Maintain perspective on the process itself. There will be advances and setbacks, moments of apparent breakthrough, and frustrating periods of delay. The legal system moves at its own pace, and often more slowly than seems reasonable to those seeking justice. Patience, though difficult to maintain, serves your interests more than frustration with the process. Be careful about discussing the details of the case outside of privileged legal conversations. What you share with family, friends, or on social media could potentially be used in court proceedings. Until this matter is fully resolved, discretion protects your interests. Most importantly, remember that the tide has fundamentally changed. What was once an uphill struggle against a system manipulated against you is now an orderly legal process with the entire justice machinery working to uncover the truth. The burden has shifted. The pressure is now on those who perpetrated the deception, not on you who simply want what is rightfully yours. Justice delayed is not necessarily justice denied. The journey has been long and full of deliberate roadblocks, but the end is in sight. The lawyer's confession has set in motion a process that cannot be stopped, a process that is moving inexorably towards truth and responsibility. The legal system, for all its flaws, contains mechanisms of self-correction. When the deception is finally exposed, when court officials step forward to admit they were wrong, the system can begin to heal itself and deliver the justice it promised. The coming months will be challenging. The legal process requires patience and perseverance. Those who have given years to this scam will not easily give up their efforts or accept accountability for their actions. There will be legal maneuvers, attempts to minimize blame, perhaps even new fabrications designed to cast doubt on what is now emerging. But the foundation has irrevocably changed. What was built on deception is crumbling under the weight of truth. Hidden assets are coming to light. Your rightful inheritance is being recognized. The legal manipulations used against you are unraveling. Most importantly, your persistence has been vindicated. Those moments when you questioned yourself, when the overwhelming forces aligned against you made you wonder if you had somehow misunderstood the situation, can now be seen for what they were: a natural reaction to a deliberately created illusion designed to make you doubt your own perception of reality. You were aware of reality. You adhered to it despite every attempt to make you question it. And now that reality is being confirmed through the proper legal channels. The solution will not come as a single dramatic moment in which you will be completely vindicated. Rather, it will come through a series of legal determinations, court findings, settlements, and judgments that ensure the collective return of what was taken and accountability of those responsible. Assets will be recovered. Legal records will be corrected. The truth about your family history and inheritance rights will be officially recognized. And those who orchestrated this deception will face the consequences of their actions through the legal system they tried to manipulate. The dawn call that brought this news was not the end of the journey, but the beginning of its final chapter. Justice, long delayed, finally finds its voice. The lawyer has confessed everything. The notice has been sent to the court. And the subpoena is being prepared. Vindication goes from being a distant dream to a reality. If you enjoyed this inspiring adventure and would like to see more videos that challenge convention and explore the exceptional, please don't forget to support the channel by hitting the super thank button below. Subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, share with your friends, and leave a comment below. Please share your thoughts with us. The story doesn't end here. Stay tuned for more. Let's keep pushing the boundaries together.